your commencement speaker this evening, Dr. Jim Eiswert, an associate professor of philosophy. He's retiring this spring after 27 plus years at Northwest Missouri State University. Ladies and gentlemen, you can, yeah, it's okay to clap, it's good. Clap again because his grades are in, so he actually is done, all right? Yeah, it's okay. But you know, you can say 27 years and it sounds, okay, that sounds great. But think about that. Fall and spring, summer, not just teaching, preparation. Not just getting in the front of the classroom, advising. Not just advising, but focusing on scholarship. Not just focusing on scholarship, providing service, an incredible amount of service in so many, many areas. And not just service, but being someone that the greater community can count on for so much. His life's work and passion is focused on expansion of critical thinking, continuous inquiry, lifelong learning and connections. He's brought so much to our campus over his years of service, and he has positively impacted not just students, but the work and meaning thereof for all of his colleagues, all of us across campus and well beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome a true Bearcat, Dr. Jim Eiswert.
Thank you, John. I'd like to begin by thanking the Board of Regents and Dr. Jasinski for the invitation to speak here tonight. It is certainly an honor and a privilege. I'd also like to give a shout out to Gina Bradley and her team of people that organized the event this evening. Without her guidance, I would have been truly lost. I'd also like to thank and welcome all of our honored guests here this evening. Building on what John said a moment ago, I'd also like to give a shout out and a welcome to all the parents, the grandparents, the brothers, the sisters, the children, the sons and the daughters of our graduates here. Without your love and your sustained assistance, we would not be here this evening. You, the parents, friends, and family of these graduates, gifted to Northwest, these scholars who have enriched our community immensely. And for that, we are truly indebted. I'd like to give another round of applause to the families. But I'd also like to thank you, the graduating class of 2018. It is your hard work, your persistence, and your accomplishments that we are here tonight to celebrate. This is your night, and I am honored to share it with you. So I'd like to give a round of applause to you and all your accomplishments. It is always a dangerous thing to give philosophers a microphone. And lo and behold, tonight, they gave me two. But philosophers, as you all well know, are always tempted to drone on endlessly about lofty ideas using esoteric language, a tendency which all of my esteemed colleagues and friends will readily attest. But tonight, I would like to share a few simple reflections on the meaning of the Northwest experience. I feel a special connection to the class of 2008 because as a soon-to-be retired Northwest faculty member, I feel that I too am graduating in a way. Now, it has taken me a little longer, 30 years, but I finally did get here. You did it more efficiently, but here we are, graduation day. Now, during my years of teaching at Northwest, I've often pondered over the significance of this experience. Now we're all familiar with our well-known chant, once a bear cat, once a bear cat, always a bear cat. What is it about the Northwest experience which accounts for that always? What is it that leaves an indelible mark on our character? As I have engaged you, the students, over these many years, I keep coming back to three words which for me crystallize the Northwest experience: community, communication, and commitment. Buttressed by your family and home communities, you have come together here at Northwest from all over the globe, from Asia, from Europe, from the Caribbean, from Central and South America, from Canada and various states of these United States. You have come to learn together, to work together, to play together, and yes, to party together. You have shared your struggles and your triumphs. And in your classes, you have come to understand that the pursuit of knowledge is a communal project, a communal activity. We do it together. Knowledge is not the possession of a few. Rather, knowledge is the result of our collective engagement with each other. Working with your peers, faculty, staff, you forged a community of learners, the class of 2018, with the recognition that we are all in this great project together. Now, the heart of any community is, of course, communication. It is not by accident that community and communication come from the same Latin root, meaning to fortify, to strengthen together. While at Northwest, you cultivated the recognition of the importance of open and free dialogue, the sharing of ideas, the ability to explore, debate, and contest those ideas in a civil way. Unfortunately, as you all well know, we are living in a time when our public discourse quickly degenerates into name-calling, ad hominems, and hostility. But the indelible mark of the Northwest experience is the recognition of the profound importance of civility in all of our discourse. Your graduation tonight is a testimony to your commitment to your studies and to each other. As undergraduates, you progress through the general education, the foundation of your education, into your major fields with resolve and focus. As grad students, whether in the arts and sciences, in education or in business, you pursued your studies with dedication and passion. Whether working on a specialist degree in education or a PhD in ed leadership, you demonstrated the Northwest spirit and the drive, remaining steadfast to your goals and true to your field of study. Whether it be a required course in the Gen Ed program, or whether it be advanced PhD work on such fields as meeting learner needs in a changing profession, or instructors' presence levels in various modes of course delivery, you remain committed to your studies and research. Regardless of the level of program, each of you graduates demonstrated your commitment to the pursuit of knowledge and its advancement. Now, at the heart of all your coursework, of your skills learned, of your goals achieved, lies an abiding awareness of the foundational importance of community, communication, and commitment. This is the indelible mark of the Northwest experience. This is the always, in once a bear cat, always a bear cat. Now, as you leave Northwest, you are indeed well prepared to meet the challenges ahead and achieve your goals. You have learned well your skills, your crafts, and your fields of interest. But the Northwest experience does not stop there. It is even deeper. so often in life, we can become focused on our immediate goals, the immediate successes of our lives, and we should celebrate them, or our immediate failures, and we should learn from them and overcome them. But sometimes we may lose sight of the fundamental and central goal of human existence itself. We may wake up in the morning and recognize that we have achieved this or that thing, but feel a nagging sense. Is this all it's about? Our Northwest commitment to community and communication has yet a deeper and more profound signification. It is the cultivation of a meaningful and purposeful life. The Greek philosopher Aristotle stated that the ultimate goal, the ultimate purpose of human existence is the achievement of eudaimonia, happiness. The ability to reflect on our own life and say, this is truly a life well lived. This is a life worth living. This is the ultimate, central, and cohesive value of the Northwest experience, to assist all of us in the cultivation of a meaningful life, a life of contented happiness. But how does one achieve happiness? Over my many years at Northwest, I have often been asked the question, what makes one happy? There is somehow a cultural myth that says that the philosopher is supposed to have all the answers. Ask Jim, he's a philosopher, he should know. I want to share with you all a secret tonight, a secret that most philosophers don't like to report. Philosophers know as much about meaning and happiness as every other man and woman. We have no exclusive access to it, for the wisdom of the ages is open to all. Nonetheless, and inescapably, when I am asked that question, how does one find happiness? It is the words of the Hebrew prophet Micah which always come to my mind. This is all that is asked of you. Live justly, love tenderly, and walk humbly together with your God. As we all go through life's journey, we will encounter those moments in our own lives and in the lives of others where we want to cry out, that is unfair, it is unjust, enough. It is important to always remember that as individuals, we often cannot control the forces around us, but that we can always strive to live justly ourselves. And justice begins with truth. Be a truth teller. In our times, the very concept of truth itself is under an Orwellian assault. But if we remain steadfast, we can, working together, encounter the good, the beautiful, and the true. And when we find it together, we should speak it boldly, especially in the face of the powers of injustice. It is important on this journey to keep our eyes, our ears, and our hearts open to the cries of those whom the instruments of social, political, and economic power have marginalized. The poor, the weak, the forgotten, the victims, the stranger. To live a life of justice is to be their voice. This is the road to a life well lived. And as we engage in our world, we experience a rich tapestry of persons of all walks of life, backgrounds, races, creeds, genders, loves, and fears. Greet each person that graces your presence with love and tenderness. Render to them the same dignity that you would will to be afforded to yourself. Embrace every person with that kindness that signals your empathetic unity with them as a fellow traveler. Take strength from your communities and recognize that as individuals, we have neither the answers nor the questions. In humility, recognize one's own limitation and seek always our common strengths by walking together. My friends, this, for me, is the meaning of Northwest. The cultivation of lives well lived through community, communication, and commitment. It is the Bearcat way. It is the deep, indelible mark of always being a Bearcat. So graduates of the class of 2018, this is perhaps the last moment that so many of you will be assembled in one place. People, individuals coming from around the world, of ages from the early 20s to the 50s. Remember this moment. Remember that this moment signifies, is a sign, a symbol of your unity, of your communion, of your commitment to each other. And remember also that as Bearcats, you have within yourselves the power to achieve all of your dreams, your goals, and your aspirations. You have the power to live lives of justice and truth and transform us into a more just society. You have the power to greet each person with love and tenderness. And you have the power, walking hand in hand, side by side, to transform our world. You have that power. So as you leave tonight and go forth, I hope and wish that all of you will achieve your dreams and change our world. I thank you.
I'm now honored to introduce Northwest's Provost and Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Jamie Hoyman.